Here's a little bit more advanced look. If I want to get a little bit more specific about the feedback that I give a user, then I can actually name the different errors that might come up and how to deal with each one. So, and then this is sort of like if try creates an error and that where none of these named errors are the error that it creates, then do the generic except. So let's just take a look at that in practice again, or how that would look. So if I comment out the try and except, okay. So now I just have the input and then these two lines and the end here. So if I run that and I say Bill again, the error name or the error type is right here. One easy way to do this is to just copy that. And I want you to keep in mind that it is not a string. So I'm reinstituting my try here. And I'm going to say except value error. And for that one, print you didn't enter a valid number. And the except one here would be something more generic, like something else went wrong or generic error. Okay, so now if I do this and I say enter number 5, the end, that works, no errors. If I say Bill, you didn't enter a valid number because it gets a value error. Now another error that we could have it generate is if I say 100 divided by the number that they enter. Well, if they enter 0, you can't divide by 0, and that generates a different error. In this case, it's a generic error. If I want to see what that error is that it generates, then I can just get rid of the try and accept stuff, run that code, and enter that data. Okay, so this is called a 0 division error. So if I copy that, now I can come back and you can see here, I'm kind of just going through and I'm entering all of the bad things that people possibly could. And now I'm writing these specific error messages depending on the error. You can't enter 0. And so what I'm ending up with is a more and more robust program, because now if I say Bill, it says I didn't enter a valid number. If I say 0, then it says you can't enter 0. So those are just some different ways that you can use the more specific except names. And again, remember here that these are not strings. Why are they not strings? Because the errors that those errors are actually object names in Python. So we're referring directly to that error, if that error is that type. So that is how you use multiple excepts. And obviously your generic one, just like when you use else with if, elif, and else, the except is always last, the generic one. Okay, so that's good. And you may have had an experience like this where you're like using a program and it says something went wrong and that's all it says. That's not a great error. It's not very helpful, but sometimes you want to have those just generic error catching things out there because sometimes unexpected errors happen.